Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ayan, and if you are following me for some time now, you would know that I'm very passionate about drones. I build them, I fly them all around the places. And talking about drones, I got an opportunity to visit this drone conference known as Drone Festival of India, which was organized by Drone Federation a couple of days back in New Delhi city. And this was a massive drone conference happening for the very first time in our country. As most of you would be knowing that DGCA, or Director General of Civil Aviation, has come up with a set of rules, set of guidelines to make drones legalized in India, and starting December 1st. I make this video about that. I'll link it down below if you wanted to check it out about the different rules and different categories of drones they have divided into. And talking about these rules, this conference was meant to highlight those rules and make a stand for drone industry and people working in different drone categories around the country. So this was a massive gathering of people who are working into drone industry, who have their own drone startups, or like me, hobbyists in general who fly drones for fun and recreation activities like drone racing and freestyle stuff. So that was the big motto of this conference, to bring every drone enthusiast under one roof, and it did it pretty well. So it happened at the heart of Delhi, that is the Connaught Place region, and people from all around the country came for this conference, and also some outside India. So that was really amazing to see that a lot of people are into drone industries and they are linked to drone in general. So at the conference I got a chance to meet a lot of different people. Some of them I have talked online before. We are connected with different drone forums and communities. Some of them I met for first time, and they're really amazing people, share their knowledge and what they have been doing. And I also got a chance to meet my old friends and with whom I used to fly during the IDRL events or different events around the country. So it was really fun for me, fun experience meeting these people and hanging out together. So the agenda for the day of the conference was to have a lot of panel discussions and different talks by different renowned speakers who are working in drone industry generating revenues. It's very unfortunate to see that not much has been discussed about the hobby aspects of the drones, or how people are using for fun and recreational, because the hobby is from where this drone thing originated, and later people say now let's mount some payload, let's mount a camera, and let's mount some LiDAR, or use it for daily purposes, and the business aspects comes later. But here there was no mention of hobby at all. That was the one thing I felt missing, but it was the first time happening, so not much complaints was there. The venue was amazing, the food was amazing, and altogether it was a great experience meeting new people. So there was different panel discussion, as I mentioned, organized, that caught my eye. Some of them are like, what is the potential of India in a drone industry? And yes, India is already a very big drone market. I guess we are the #1 in largest drone importers in the world. So that type of things were discussed. Then there was a talk on how drones are being used in military applications. Then there was a group discussion on security aspects of drone, privacy violation, and a lot of different things. So most of the group discussion panel members were from different companies who are working into drone technology. They were the CEOs, CTOs and co-founders of those, or employees of the big companies who are working into drone business. So I'm not sure how many of them have really flight the drone for themselves, how many of them are really pilots, but they have some good knowledge about the drone, so that is a good thing to know. So they even managed to get a lot of sponsors from different companies who are into drone business, and they also managed to bring people from directly from DGCA to give keynote talks and different things. So that is a good thing to know, that these companies are working as a drone influencer, and they are the one who would be directing DGCA what kind of rules they want in future. A good or a bad thing both at the same time. Good because yes, there are people who are using drones who can instruct DGCA like what are the good things for drones, so they can modify their rules accordingly. Bad thing is because no one really talked about the hobby aspect, so they won't be having the hobby or recreation activities in mind when they are doing such things. So yeah, there is a gray area again for hobby, and is DGCA really looking forward to drone pilots as a recreational for recreational purposes or for hobby purposes? So that was the most of the things happening in the event during the conference, like back-to-back panel discussions and talks. One good thing was there was hands-on workshop on a separate floor. So after the group discussion, the people from the group discussion generally take the workshop on how they're using their softwares or hardwares or drones for different type of purposes, like geospatial, surveying, mapping, and photogrammetry. So that was good, and people get to see that how drones are being used in practical applications. And I attended a couple of workshops and get some knowledge of industrial aspects of drones, so that is a pretty neat thing to have. Other than that, one really interesting thing was a couple of insurance companies were sponsoring the event, and they really had a panel discussions on how insurance will work in drone space. And that was a really good thing, because back in September DGCA announced that every drone pilot need to have the insurance or at least a third-party insurance. Drone has met with some of the accident, they would be able to cover up the aftermath using the insurance money. So that was a good thing to see that insurance companies are already coming forward, because the history was the insurance company are more into traditional stuff. They do not want to provide insurance for pretty new things such as drones, but it's good to see that they are taking some interest, and the panel members were focusing that they would need more and more data from drone pilot, from drone companies, so they can come up with better insurance plans for the drones. And that was the thing which struck me, because they were focusing on using the black box logs, using the GPS and compass logs to see if the drone met with an accident, that was system failure, so they can provide the insurance. And the insurance would be provided on the payload, which are generally the big LiDAR sensor or DSLR cameras, or even the industry standard RED cameras or Alexa Mini. So they would be providing insurance for the payload and not the drone itself. That is where my mind stuck, and I asked this question. We fly drones at a very high speed of 100 miles per hour in different events, and we don't use any sensors like GPS or magnetometers. So 95% of the time the accidents happen due to pilot error, and 5% it's system failure. So would there be insurance for that types of setup, because the community is really growing around the world and the events are really massive? So would those drones be covered? Would those events be covered? Number one. Number two, as a pilot, I keep backup drones. So if I have 5 different drones, do I have to buy an insurance for each and every drone, or would the pilot be covered so they can cover all the drones in one? So that was the question I asked to the panel members, and they were like, no, they won't be sponsoring the drones, but they can sponsor the drone events, like the drone racing events, like the one we have with the IDRL or so. But their people will be very closely monitoring the event, and we have to mention every details of what maneuvers we are going to do, what would be the track like, and what damage can we expect from that event. So again, a gray area is for drone racing pilots, like the insurance. If the insurance is made mandatory by DGCA and these people are not giving the insurance, then what we are going to do. But again, it's good to see that people are coming forward. This is a new area for everyone, and everyone is trying to see the potential to get into it, and how everyone can work together to bring a better drone ecosystem to India. I had interacted with a couple of foreign companies who are into drone, and they really see India as a big drone market, both in terms of drone applications and drone usages. So that is a pretty neat thing, that people are looking India as potential big drone market, and this will definitely bring some more foreign direct investment in India in terms of business. So good to see that. One of the best thing about the event was the venue utilization. So venue was pretty big, and each and every corner of the venue was very well utilized. There were booths provided to different startups who are into drones, and the people were showing their products, how they started, and sharing their stories. And I got a chance to meet a lot of people out there in the booth area. So I'll show you some of the videos from their booth and what things they're working on. If you like it, do support them, since it's a pretty neat thing to do. We are in the Drone Festival of India, and we are with a very good group of people.
Yo guys, what's up?
And
how's
now
it going on?
we are going to interview some of the people. So the Drone Festival have some couple of startups over here. They have set up their booth with some really interesting projects which we are going to interview. So let's go to them and see what things they are making.
So in case of a multi-rotor, the endurance is compromised. I mean, it can only go for, say, we have a multi-rotor which can go for an hour, but that is just the limit of how far a multi-rotor can go. Then there is fixed wing which can cover larger distances, but then takeoff and landing is an issue with that. So what we have come up is a hybrid of the two. I mean, best of both worlds. So so this can take off and land like a multi-rotor, and then transition into a fixed wing.
Keep speaking.
Yeah, so that's it.
What's the name of this thing?
Vector.
So I'm from DroneStar. I am Rohan Rao from DroneStar. This is an agricultural spraying UAV, agriculture spraying drone. This has a capacity of 25 liters and a wingspan of 2.2 meters. It's probably the largest in the country right now, and it's completely designed and manufactured here in India. Everything that you see, it's going to go in production in about 2 or 3 months' time.
LYFO is a global infrastructure solution company, solution provider. So we are here with basically our reality mesh or reality modeling software, context capture, and how we can integrate in the entire infrastructure workflow, from planning to progress monitoring to even operation and maintenance. So we have come with the different kinds of platforms now for integrating that with AI in automatic object detection, and also how you are doing much better asset management in a web interface. So these are mostly some of our areas which we are looking into, and also in terms of digital twins. So we have collaborated with also Siemens in terms of developing.
That's a good thing. They provided the booths to these companies, and also some of the students from different technical universities came forward and put up their booth to showcase how they are using their technical knowledge in engineering background to make drones which will be solving future problems.
Alright, go.
Yeah, so this here is a drone for like urban development purposes. The purpose of this is to complement urban development processes here. The specifications of this drone are that it can fly has a flight time up to 45 minutes to 1 hour, which is quite extraordinary for VTOL or even a drone. This can travel at an end-to-end range of 40 kilometers.
So we're a team of undergraduate students from Delhi Technological University, and we're working towards designing, developing, fabricating airframes for applications in surveillance and reconnaissance, etc. And these are some of our systems. Those are the systems that we developed with Lockheed Martin, and this is the system that we're working on. That's a VTOL quad plane actually.
Also, there were some companies who didn't get the booth since they're very new, but they are doing some promising work, and I also interacted with their co-founders.
We are Better Drones. We are into professional education of drone technology. So as all these community and all these professional like surveying, agriculture and all these sectors were growing, they need the pilot. The main power, the main backup man is the pilot of a drone. Okay, so we are into professional education of a drone. Soon we are launching our PG diploma in professional education of drones. So when it comes to a pilot, everyone knows that DGCA came up with the rules. So we are targeting those rules and all these things which require to become our international level standard pilot. We are focusing in that market.
So the event was going really good. We had some good food, and everyone from our drone racing community decided to let's go and fly a couple of packs, and we have a nearby ground, so we decided to go there. So since flying drone is still not technically legal in India, we have to take a permission from local police station, which we did, and we were flying safely. So I'll cut it short and post the video from directly the flying session, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel because I'll post weekly videos. Also, I have put up some affiliation links in the description below. If you want to support me, my work, consider buying from that links, and that would really help. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to